What's up, world? Happening YouTube's back at it, man. Your boy NFO Merc here with some stuff to talk about as usual. You know what I mean? There's a couple of things that made the news that came across my database, I guess you would call it. Right. The first one was the shooting death of a lady in her house by the police. Recently, that happened, and it's like earlier in my other video, I said this law that becomes trendy, right? Um, we had to be very, very careful about how media is portraying these things to us. You understand? This is not nothing new. Police have been violating people's trust for a very long time. They had a case in Philadelphia a couple of years ago where women would call police for different things, and when they get there, the police will rape them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this is nothing new. A camera is just sensationalizing it now. Same thing with right now. Somewhere I guarantee you is a cop killing an unarmed black kid in some area, whether it's a white cop doing it or a black cop doing it. It's still essentially the same establishment working with the same end result. You understand? We have to understand what is really going on, what is really at play right here. You know, um, you don't judge a man from what they saying. You judge it from their actions, right? Because they would like to finesse us with their words and their movies and their cartoons and their whatever. And we like to trust them. Is embedded in our social programming to see them as the trustworthy type. We had a quick um, reference point to show you what I'm saying, so you can see it. Was in the movie. It was in a movie like a series on Netflix called The Hundred, right? And The Hundred, somebody had died, and the group thought that this one unlikable, you would call him a teenage white male. You know what I mean, real tough, rough around the edges. You know what I mean, leather jacket type of dude, whatever. They made him like a villain. They vilified his image before the infraction was put upon him, right? Then after that, they realized he didn't do it, but a little white girl was the one that killed the person that made the crowd not like this guy. Right? When they realized that, even when the crowd realized that the little white girl was responsible for it, it was like, huh. And they didn't want to attack with the same ferocity as they attacked this other guy who was completely innocent. Now, the innocent guy is in outrage, like, yo, get her the same way I was about to get me. Like, what's up? Like, that's not cool. Like, when y'all found out it's her, it changes things. And that is the same social programming that has been going on with us. You know what I mean? We are programmed to hate ourselves and judge ourselves because the avatar, the white avatar that's sitting in the seat of your brain, from you speaking English, from you eating these foods, from you watching these shows, from you being indoctrinated into these things, it shapes the way you even present questions and wanting to hear answers and everything. And you can tell that because when you try to make a question in a yes or no answer form, and if somebody answer it outside of that dynamic, you get mad. You see what I'm saying? So this is how it all works. So when we understand that, it's all. Then you realize and say, damn. So we judging them for what they doing, right? Like you see, white killing black, black not killing white, white killing black, black acting passive and accepting and just, I don't know, docile and all the meek. You know what I'm saying? All the words that does not sound like don't do it again. And every time we try to uproar or do anything, it is in the most non-violent of ways, right? I really and truly, we really need to understand this as a member of the black race, whatever this shit is, right? I would have to say that we are doomed. It doesn't matter what side we pick. It doesn't matter if you vote Democrat. It doesn't matter if you vote Republican. It doesn't matter. You are losing. Once we understand that, we are losing, and maybe we could come together for a win. But they got us losing, and then they try to reward you individually, right? And then there's another thing I read in a book on mind control, and one of the things they do is that they would part of the mind control process, right? Was that you would reward the person for doing bad and condemn them from doing right. So if you ask them, let's say 1+1, and then they say 2, you will beat them bad. Right? Make them feel like when they be like 1+1, they want to say 2 to the point when they go 3, and then you get rewards. And then you see what I'm saying? And then you make that, what you're doing is shocking the brain into a punishment reward system. And then we have released all these people that's trained to do that now. Now the punishment is to stay. The punishment is to stay broke, to stay in poverty, to stay in these type of areas, raise your kids here, try to get a life, try to fall in love, try to get educated, try to eat, and this slop, right? And then get out of that. So when you see how to get out of that, you realize that, damn, the more I act like I'm not black, the more I talk like that, the more I act like that, the more I dye my hair, the more I open up my legs, the more I, you know what I mean, do all this stuff, the closer I get to this white dollar, white acceptance, to move in a white neighborhood, to put my body in white designer clothing. You don't know how many celebrities I stop following when I see them get on Instagram and they just sitting there and they see the big names all over the body, whatever the logo is, some white designer thing all over it though. All over it, and you just become an advertisement for them, and then you make other people look at you like they want to eat their heart out. And then that is the personal success they give us to make us feel like, come on, man, you can do it, bro. It's not hard, bro. You just gotta do this, man. You gotta clean up. You gotta talk like this, man. You gotta do all this. They tell you to do all that. The whole time, man. That's why every time one of them niggas get in there, they gotta be like, man, one thing I learned about this industry, man, it's fake. Yeah, it's fake. You know, just realize that now. Where was it real at? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Business ain't designed to be real. It's business. And this is all a business. So they make it their business to keep you like this. So every business door, you will become an employee to also keep it the same way. Ain't nothing else, man. Let me tell you how this also works. We in debt. So how does a nation get, what do we get? How does a nation go into debt? In order for you to go into debt, and when you go into anything, it's called almost like a bartering thing, right? So what would be the surety for the debt, right? If I have a house, I can now go put the house on to the bank and get a loan, which will now put me in debt till I pay back the loan. But I have to have something of, I think it's called equity, right? I have to have something collateral of value. When you pawn, you can't just go and get nothing for nothing. You see what I'm saying? So when that happens, pawning, equity, leverage, getting leverage. So when how does a nation get into debt? So now when you're getting money from another nation, right, trillions of dollars, you're getting it on the heads of the people in your nation, right, the citizens of your nation. So how do they pay that back? Is by when they work, you tax them on the money they generate to pay back the debt. You understand? So now when you, as an individual, do not work and do not pay taxes, you now become an outlaw. Because your one thing is not contributing to the overall debt. Man, it has nothing to do with freedom, has nothing to do with equality, has nothing to do with freedom, has nothing to do with equality, has everything to do with debt. That's what all this shit is about. You see what I'm saying? So they make it a business amongst that whole box in which the United States is sitting in favors of other countries, because all America is a chessboard of the world. America is not real. All these invading imperialistic countries came here and is doing the same thing to Africa. And that's why Africa, to prove that it's not real, when you're born in the continent of Africa, we can zoom in and say, oh, you're Zimbabwean, you're from you're South African, you're from Johannesburg, you're from the Congo, you're from blah, blah, blah. And that has its own thing on it because it has been colonized by the Dutch, the French, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Americans, which is really English, the language me and you speak. So that means this land has been colonized by England, which means we pay homage to England. And then she, the queen, is over there doing business with other countries, and which in turn puts us all in debt. Well, not us you per se, but the nation in which you occupy is in debt. Oh, trillion deficit. No. And it just seems like it goes up and up and up and up. And why does the value of the dollar go down? My theory on the value of the dollar going down is too many of the slaves now have a dollar. So you have to change the medium. So when this one time the slave gets to a dollar, that same product that he was about to pay 25 cents for now, then went up to $4. So he still need to get four. You see what I'm saying? They played the game. Milk go up, gas go up, cost of living go up, but yet minimum wage is barely enough. It don't reflect. It doesn't reflect the what it needs. So it keeps you always on the hamster wheel. It keeps you a slave. So anytime you hear a politician talking about jobs, he's talking to you as if I'm a slave class. There's never everybody that's really happy and successful in America and stuff like that. They really not workers. They their own boss. You have to aspire to be your own boss. You have to aspire to have somebody pay your rent for you to live for free. That is your primary goal right now. Put that in your thought pattern. How can I get somebody to pay my rent? So you probably have to own the property, bust the property in half, and so forth. That gives you a goal, gives you an agenda. Hustle, work, try to put money up. Get you, man. You put 10% down on 100,000. Put 10% down on 50,000, and you see what I'm saying? That's 5 bands, 10 bands. Man, let's stop fucking around. I go around places, man. I look down on people's feet, man. People, parents, poor people, are buying their children $200 sneakers in all the flavors, $900 phones in all the different colors, $200 headphones and all that. All these little Supreme hoodies and bait this and all that. That shit be overpriced street clothing. Oh my God. I'm not opposed to looking fly at all, by no means necessary. You understand what I'm saying? But let's just be real. Let's just be real, man. And like I said, man, well, once I know that we doomed, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess. But we can put up a fight. Definitely put up a fight, man. Pool your resources, earn some money, so where it's dope, you don't have to shuck and jive to anybody who got some little bit of money in front of your face, man. You be all prostitutes at the end of the day. That's how we moving around. And that's what it is. Somebody kill your mother, and then that same establishment come and say, "Hey, don't get too hyped, man. We got 100,000 for 100,000. Oh, I'm sorry, 200,000. What, man? Got a $500,000, man. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, well, you know what I'm saying? And we was about to go no higher than that. So you gonna take this $500,000, or you gonna see us in court? You don't get nothing, and you lost your mother. What's up? You take the money, you hush money, sign a non-disclosure, and non-disclosure only works if you got money. Because what can you do to a poor person? You can't make no poor person shut up. You see what I'm saying? The fuck he about to do to me? You got to take what I got. And I ain't got nothing. So I got the truth. You see how the truth is synonymous with that? So once you start getting money in America, you further away from the truth, man. Any game you play, once you start getting with money, man, you're going further away from the truth. This is why I'm so free right now, because I'm only getting 9, 10 views now. So I ain't worrying about no big crowd. But if you hear this same type of rhetoric, and I had 1 million followers, 1 million views, 1 million whatever, like that same success will now be the reversing of what I'm saying. I have to find new ways to talk and not be so inflammatory, not to be so direct, and not da-da-da-da-da. You gotta play the game. Because they call it influence when you're selling a product. But if you're talking about freedom, they call you an agitator. Negro agitator. But the white agitator, we call him president. So we have a president in office that's agitating narrow-minded, bigot-minded, hillbilly, gun-toting, white women, white men, and children alike to be ramped up because the president already hitting buttons. Ping, 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 boop. They program, they run out there, toy soldier status, and start tweaking. Boom. They ain't gonna hit you with the immigration, same thing he talking about. They gonna hit you with all that, same thing he talking about. Don't listen, man. What we need to understand, what I have come to understand, man, when it comes to this court, they can do whatever. When it comes to courts, they can do whatever they want. I know you think, oh, mandatory. You know what mandatory can be done? Override a mandatory, a suspension. You can get a mandatory 5 to 10, and I can suspend it. You can go home. On a 5 to 10, you home because it's suspended. What you guys don't understand, bro? Don't understand. Man, like, comment, subscribe, share, man. I hope this added some type of clarity, some type of thought. I'm gonna come right back though. I got more shit to talk about, man. Peace.